I welcome our next panelist, Tenzin Celon from Buddhism. Sir, you may take your time.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir, very clear. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Good evening once again. So, today I want to say I did not make so many uh, uh, slides here, but I will give you what we are doing uh, as a lecturer and what we are doing in our institutions. Okay. So there are many uh, challenges in the world, globally and global level, national levels, and individual levels. There are so many challenges there, and usually I'm telling that there are 4 or 5 big challenges uh, on a global level. The first one is increasing the enormous populations. That is the first uh, challenge. Then another one is uh, challenge between rich and poor. There is a gap between that. That is like morally it is not wrong, but practically it is also the source of problem. Then third one is the uh, like in the name of religions. Today we can see that people are killing each other, fighting each other. Then we can see there are so many civilization conflicts, so many communal violence also. So that is very unfortunate. Then the fourth one is the environmental degradations. So today our basic necessities like a pure water, fresh air, all are being polluted. And then the fifth one is a war or the possibilities of the war. So today, I always think that, it's very difficult to prevent the war because war becomes the trade and the business. So if you want to prevent the war, means you have to stop the massive weapon productions of the industries. If you want to prevent the war, means you have to stop the market. Then nobody wants to do that. So very difficult to stop the war. Earlier, people used to fight each other to capture the territory or become the powerful. Today is not like that. Everything is business here. Okay, so these are the global level challenges. Then, like a national levels or the community levels, then we can see there are so many challenges. We can see the problem of alcoholisms, and then what do you call that? Drug abuse, so many domestic violence, family breakings. And individual levels, there are so many people have stress, anxiety, depressions, loneliness. There are so many problems. So if you look at all these challenges, then we can see one basic cause. The one basic cause is the lack of ethics and the lack of compassions, lack of the inner values. So that's why I am always uh, telling that I'm not blaming to the politicians. I'm always telling that there's something lacking in our systems, especially in our education systems. I'm not against of the modern educations. We need a modern education. We need a science. We need a arts. We need a commerce and everything. Whatever the modern education that we have in our institutions, it's good. But still, modern education alone is not sufficient. We need to add something more. What we need to add is that we have to introduce the teaching of compassions, the teaching of meditations, a teaching of the self-disciplines to our young generations. So I'm not blaming to the politicians, because these politicians, they come from that kind of education systems. In their life, they have never introduced the practice of compassion, practice of meditation in their life. They have, trained by this modern education, only this modern education. So, if we are able to combine the modern education with the Indian classical, you know, uh, knowledge and practices, then I think that that is going to be a like a, what do you call that, complete knowledge and wisdom. Then if somebody graduates from the schools and colleges and universities, or he or she becomes a very intelligent leader, at the same time very compassionate human being. So that's why His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, because of under the guidance of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Emory universities in Atlanta, they have formulated so many courses how to introduce the compassion, meditations, and ethics. So you can see on the screens that there are so many textbooks there. Okay, so these textbooks, actually they have created all this curriculum based on the elementary levels, middle school levels, high school levels, and uh, uh, it has already formulated up to the PhD levels. So it would be nice we can introduce these the practice of compassions, meditations, and all these things without touching to the any particular faith. And many people think that when we talk about compassion, meditation, they think that it's a religious matter. But this is not a religious matter. Religious come into our life later on. The compassion, we need the compassion. We need a love and compassion right from the beginning when we were born. Without the love of compassion by our mother, we cannot survive. And meditation does not need you have to follow the particular faith. Everybody can do the meditations. If you are doing meditation, doesn't mean that you have to follow Hinduisms or you have to become a Buddhisms. It is not like that case. Everybody can do this. Ethics and compassions and meditations, they are all universal. This is what I wanted to say. Universals. It doesn't belong to any particular faith. So this is what I wanted to say. And the next month, we are going to organize a Tibet week in Bangalore. I am the main organizer. I'm going back to the Bangalore. I'll stay there for 10 days. Then I'll come back to my own home to stay with my mother. So in Tibet week, in this event, maybe more than 20 college and universities, they are coming there. We are going to introduce them how to do a meditation, how to practice the compassions. So we have already what do you call that, we're going to organize this, and we are working on this, and it will be start from the second week of the November. So we are not only doing this in our institution, and we are trying our best to reach out to the many schools and colleges as much as we can. And as an individual, myself, whenever I'm able to speak with, sorry, I will conclude very fast, okay, very quick. Whenever I get an opportunity to speak with the Indian educationist, I'm always trying to tell them, now it's a time we have to modify our education systems. Now it's a time that Indian, we can do that, because Indian, we have our own classical knowledge, very rich knowledge. Now it's a time we need to combine our classical knowledge and wisdom with the modern educations. This is what I'm trying to do. And we have done this with the Delhi government when the Aam Aadmi Party was there at that time. And they have implemented this. They have materialized into the 3,000 schools in Delhi. They have given a name called, they have given a title called Happiness Curriculum. They have changed the title, name, but and also they have made small changes in the curriculum. Otherwise, all of them are same. This is what I wanted to say. That's all. Thank you. Sorry for today. I have spoken much more. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's give our sir a big round of applause. Thank you so much, sir, for your very inspiring sharing of the Buddhist perspective of peace as the presence of harmony at personal, communal, and national levels, fostering peace as a state of respect and compassion. You also mentioned how compassion is so integral to us as human beings, more than peace. And you went on to say how fostering peace is a state of respect and compassion, and it's not just the absence of violence or conflict or fear or division. Sir, you made a very vital observation of wars across the globe, of having a commercial bend, making it that much more difficult to end. And I do believe, as our chairman also so often emphasizes, that global peace is the only answer to leave an enriched legacy behind, and for also peace to be perpetuated. And sir, thank you so much for also sharing with us about this very inspiring, sea learning program, which you shared with us, that social, emotional, ethical learning as a vital tool for the youth, building their empathy, resilience, for enduring societal peace. This is just beyond normal, knowledge transfers. But this is something that nurtures peaceful mindsets in youth, addressing the root causes for fear, misunderstanding in diverse societies, and leaving a legacy of compassion and peace. You also shared about the Emory University Dalai Lama Center program, which integrates the social, emotional, and ethical skills into education, cultivating empathy and compassion, resilience, and ethical decision making amongst young people. And we also wish you every success for the Tibet week, which you say you are going to be holding the next month. And we also look forward to your collaborating with HWPL for collective efforts to propagate and instill peace education in schools and colleges. And sir, at this point, I would also like to tell you that we will be lifting your beloved mother in our prayers, and we are sure that she will have a rapid and total recovery too. And we also want to thank you for enlightening us on this, impactful wisdom of Buddhism, reminding us, that true peace isn't just silence in the storm, but a compassionate light that calms it, and especially through the programs like your sea learning that empower our youth. It was truly a profound way to see how harmony can be instilled in our youth today. And as we reflect on nurturing these the resilient hearts of our youth, we would also like to invite our next panelist for more insights. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you once again, and I would like to say thank you to all the speakers today. Uh, all the speakers, they have given very nice presentations, and there are many new things I have learned, and also there are many things it reminded me uh, whatever I learned in my past, in my past life, when I was young, when I was studying, And one thing I want to make clarification here today, whatever I said, whatever I have gave a presentations, mostly I'm not talking from the Buddhist perspective. Okay, whatever I am telling you is as a lecturer, as a teacher, based on uh, uh, my own experience, based on my life experience, like practical things, whatever I can see in the course of my interaction with the students, interaction whatever I have seen, what's happening across the globe, So mostly I'm trying to say. Uh, not from the Buddhist perspective. Okay, so I'm always trying to say something from the secular point of view. Okay, this is what I wanted to say, because in my students, there are many students, they are coming from the different religions. So I don't like to speak something from the Buddhist perspective. And also there are many students, they don't follow to the any particular faith. So that's why, without touching any religious faith, or like without touching any religious matter, I'm always trying to tell them, trying to make a presentation uh, based on like a psychologies, based on educations, like that secular point of view. This is what I'm trying to say. Okay, then today, one of our speaker, I forgot his name, Mahmoud Ashraf. Sorry if I'm not able to pronounce your name properly. I apologize about that. I wanted to say that he, in certain point, he focus on the justice. So when I interact with my students, they have so many misunderstandings or confusion there. When we talk about the forgiveness and compassions with the justice, then like when we say we have to do compassion towards the perpetrators or the enemies, your enemies or the wrongdoers, who people who are doing wrong things, when we say that, then they think that, like a compassion is something like a surrender to your enemy, you know. There is a confusion that there, like the misunderstanding there. So when you are doing compassion to your enemy, doesn't mean that you are surrendering, you are surrendering to your enemy like that. So without like like a, uh, without keeping any anger and hatred towards your enemy, like without losing the compassion towards your enemy, you can fight with your enemy. You have a compassion doesn't mean that you don't have to do anything, it's not like that, there's some kind of confusion or misunderstanding there. So when I interact with my students, I always get that kind of questions from my students. This is what I wanted to say. And usually, I think that when we look at the problems, I always try to tell my students, look at the problem from the wider perspectives, not from the one angles, If you look at your problem from one angles, then it gives you frustrations, and you might lose your hope, irritate to you like that. But if you look your problems from the wider perspectives, then your problem gives you a lot of opportunities in your life. So I always give an example about His Holiness the Dalai Lama. He always says that I lost my country. I lost my country. But today I am the citizen of world. Like that. So if you look at your problem from only one angle, then you will lose your hope, you will get frustration, then you might suicide yourself. If you look your problem from the wider perspectives, then your problems will teaches you a lot of things in your life. So then another thing that, whatever I like from one of our speaker, Mufti Akbar Hasmi, he said about like we have to be an ambassador of the peace. This is what he said, ambassador of peace. So this is what I truly appreciate, whatever he said. I always think that we cannot change the world. If you really want to change the world, it has to start from the individual level. And we are always not trying to change ourselves and pointing to the outside. Oh, he is the responsible for my mistake, or she is the responsible for my mistake, like that. And we are blaming to the politician, and we never try to change ourselves. There are so many problems within ourselves, we never try to change. If we can change ourselves, then it will like reflect from individual level to the family levels, family level to the society levels, then community levels, then it goes to the national level, then international levels. So if you want to change the world, it has to start from the individual level. That is very important. Then he said, I think, I don't know, one of our speaker, he has used the term hypocrisy. That is also very true. I like that word, Yeah, many religious practitioners, and like, they don't try to practice themselves. If they are not disciplined then how can they discipline others? It is not possible. So like today, many practitioner, many religious leaders, they are not doing their religious practice honestly, you know properly. It is like a lip service for them, saying very nice thing, but they are not doing anything in their so saying something and doing something is like a hypocrisy. It's not good. This is what I wanted to share. This is what I learned from today's, in the course of today's gathering or meetings. So thank you so much. And our moderator, she said that, uh, if you really want to invite me, then I'll do my best. She said that, whatever the course that we are offering to the students in terms of the practice of meditation or compassions, if you want to invite me, uh, uh, like a, like a, by the organization, by the organization of the HWPL, wherever you want to, just inform to me. I would be privileged and honored to come there, and I'll do my best. This is I'll try my best, but sometimes it is very difficult to get the permissions, when the semester is going on. So it would be nice if you try to contact me and inform me little bit earlier, then I can take a leave application, whatever it is. I'll try my best. This is what I wanted to say. Thank you. Thank you. It's a
Thank
long impression.
you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your impression.